Hey everybody, I don't want to wait too much longer to get this going, so I'm just going to go start. Drag is AFK. I wanted to ask him about a few things, like his latest video. I didn't hear any sound on, so I don't know if it was on my end or his end or what was going on. But Drag is in here. Thaddeus, we're waiting on. So Thaddeus has the link. So I guess in the interim, we'll jump to the second part, because again, I didn't want to wait too long for this, because I said I was going to have this in about 5 minutes. So anyways, we'll jump right into the second part of Mr. GPH. You know, we all know we all know that GPH loves to make claims and not back any of them. That's his par for the course. So his last claim was this particular one, and I copied and pasted this. This is literally what he wrote. He said, I quote, provide a forum for Christian bashing, and I included the sick, meaning that it's how he spelled it, or it didn't capitalize. So so he claims that my forums allow for bashing, and his example is that Blue comes in and sometimes gets over the line, and I noted to him, when Blue gets over the line, I kick him, which means I do not tolerate Christian bashing in my rooms. I do not tolerate bashing on Jesus or things of that nature. I find them to be basal and unproductive. So when I remove somebody for doing it, that means that I do not tolerate it in my room. His claim is that I do tolerate it. His claim is that I allow it, and that I provide a forum for this. So I will ask Christians out there, if yes, GPH, you did say that I allow it. Here's what you said. I provide a forum for Christian bashing. If I'm providing a forum, I am tacitly allowing it. If I'm providing a forum for it, okay. So you are claiming that I'm allowing it. I'm allowing a forum for this. Blue bashes Christians quite often, but that's what he does. Christians, he's not allowed to do it in my hangouts. What he does in his channel is his own business. You're claiming that my channel allows for this by providing a forum for Christian bashing. This has never happened. I do not allow such things. I am anti against these things. So I will ask Christians out there, have you ever been bashed, you know, in my channels? I mean, I'm not saying people have not attacked, you know, beliefs, have not, you know, and then an isolated instance occurred, but they're rectified and they're taken care of, and usually somebody gets removed. There was an attack last night. I thought God's line. I removed her, right? And she's an atheist. So yes, GPH, I allow Blue in my hangouts, but when he gets past the line, I eject him. So your claim, let me make this very clear, your claim that, quote, I provide a forum for Christian bashing is wrong. So either you're wrong or you're lying, GPH. Which one do you prefer to go with? You know? Christian anarchist. You say he does, but what do you define as Christian bashing, GPH? It doesn't matter how he defines it. There is no Christian bashing that goes on in my hangouts. People do not sit there and bash on the religion itself pejoratively. I try to eliminate those kinds of conversations. They attack the ideas. They attack the claims, just as much as they do with atheist claims. These things are what people talk about. But I do not allow people bashing on Jesus just for the sake of bashing on him. That's what GPS was basically implying in the Matt Slick live chat. So his quote was, and again, this is what he wrote. I have it on a screenshot. I took a screenshot. I think it was on there because I took one for Ronnie, which we'll get into, which is funny. He says, I provide a forum for Christian bashing. Now, do I allow a forum for Christian bashing? Christian anarchists. Christian anarchists, exactly. I don't see any bashing. Okay, so Christian anarchist is a Christian. He sees no bashing. And GPS says, Blue repeatedly Christian bashes in your forum. No, he doesn't, because he's removed if he tries. I do not provide a forum for this. You said, I quote, I provide a forum. That means I allow it. If I provide a forum, that means I specifically allow this to take place. Clearly, I do not. So again, GPH, you're either lying or you're wrong, and you can pick which one you want. But since you're too much of a coward to ever go in a hangout and defend yourself, I'm just going to go with both. I'm just going to go with both of them. You are literally a liar, and you're being wrong. Yeah. And Red Eye says, you know, Hovind comes on Steve's channel. We may shit on people's ideas like Edgar's and snake oil, his snake oil, but I do not see Christian bashing. Yeah, that's your 2 cents. And I agree with you. Yeah, I do. There's a complete difference, right? Obviously, someone like GPH doesn't understand the difference, which I would hope his brothers and sisters in Christ get on him. Because one of the things that started this was the fact that G-Man continually lies about me, which Thaddeus is supposed to come in and set the record straight any time here, Thaddeus, if you're listening. And it didn't seem to bother GPH. GPH doesn't seem to have a problem with lies. He just doesn't. He doesn't seem to care if people lie. To him, it's no big deal if they break the 9th commandment, right? Because he always tries to rationalizing it away. By the way, Christian Anarchist, do you want the link to get in? Message me. Actually, I'll put the link to get in the Great Debate community. Just come on in. I think I already did, actually. Didn't I? No, I didn't. So I'm going to put the link to get in here and the Great Debate community. If you guys want to come in, Reds or anybody else, come on in. And then we'll discuss this. But I got a lot of ranting. Well, discussion first. So take your time. The link to join GDC. I put it on right now, so you can go get it. But anyways, let's continue on. By the way, somebody go find Thaddeus. He's running late because he's supposed to set the record straight. So again, GPH is saying, I'm providing a forum to bash Christians. Again, his words right here. I provide a forum for Christian bashing. I want to know how many Christians agree with him on that. Because unlike GPH, most Christians will come in here and have a discussion. So if I find a Christian that thinks that way, I'll be happy to come in. Oh, we'll probably be going in 15 minutes, Reds. Reds at work, and I'm sorry, I didn't do this as a regular hangout where I collect the live chat. I didn't do it on my channel, so this is just me monologuing. Usually I don't do it that way, but the link is out there now. So I just Thaddeus, and I'll repeat the live chat, so I don't want anything misunderstood. GPH says he admits Blue does Christian bash. Oh yes, Blue does Christian bash. What does that got to do with me or my channel? Right? What he does is his own business. I don't agree with him. I get on Blue for it. Right? But that's his prerogative on his channel. I have been outspoken against Blue many times, but he does not, and nor has he ever been allowed to come on my channel to bash Christians. Ever. So your claim, once again, that I quote, provide a forum for Christian bashing is wrong or you're lying. Take your pick. So with that said, let's move on to Thaddeus, because Thaddeus is now here. Thaddeus, my buddy.
Oh, you almost called me friend. What was up with that?
Well, you're my friend. My friend, buddy. I thought I was trying to be a little more creative. You're my friend. Yeah, of course you're my friend.
You can just use friend. It's all good.
You're my friend. You're my friend. I get along with you. We're buddies. You know, so
sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to cuddle you at night though. Just FYI, we have to stop somewhere. You know.
That's okay. Maybe we'll get there eventually.
Probably not, but there's probably a few in the line before you. You know what? I want to get to you with this live chat is great. Scuba Steve says, so Steve is responsible for what everyone says. Yeah, exactly. Scuba's right. I mean, I'm not responsible for what Bash does in his channel. Hiller Finder says, citation, please. GPH is never going to give a citation for any of this stuff. I've asked him for a timestamp where this bashing takes place. He was not provided because he knows he's full of crap. But let's move past that real quick because Thaddeus, I got you in here right now.
Shoot. Christian Anarchist is here. Do you think you could have him like entertain people just for a bit? I just want to use the washroom really quickly.
Sure. Oh yeah. Christian Anarchist can entertain. Christian Anarchist, okay. You want to entertain?
I'll be back.
Do you want to twerk for us?
No, but I do. I mean, says GPH even still watching?
Yeah, he's watching.
Okay, I mean, I don't see where I've been in these hangouts before. I don't see where that's what I want him to do, just define what he means by Christian bashing, because everyone has a different means of when they use certain terms. I don't see it any Christian bashing, at least the way that I see it, and its actual definition should be defined.
How most people would probably take it to mean, right?
Right, or even this being even that's the case, if it being a forum to allow. In other words, it's like this is a place that welcomes and houses it, and like that's what you try to allow in there. But based on what you said, I think there was a moment that you said that someone tried doing that, you kicked them out or something.
Yeah,
like
I kicked them out. They get past the line, and I do it for atheists too. I did it to Godless School last night.
Right. So I mean, I don't see where there's this thing about that.
And by the way, I have two theists in the room now. Neither one of them would ever say that I go around bashing Christianity or Jesus or theism. In fact, if anybody, Thaddeus probably bashes more on him because he's a missile theist than I would.
Yeah, he's a missile theist. Yeah.
So I mean, he hates God. I don't have anything against God because I don't even know if it exists or not. So I mean, I don't. Why would I go around bashing him? I just think it's disrespectful in some cases where people use like Jesus to bash on Christianity, and there's no reason to. I find it to be very, very basal, right? So I don't get down to that muck.
Yeah. And I think the whole thing. This is one of the things that's kind of irritating me with like the post that's going on from this guy, because to me it just sounds more softness, weakness, and pardon the strongness of this, but a form of like limp-wristed Christianity at this point. It's basically just people who really can't handle certain critiques and such, where people such as myself and others, especially within the Reformed community, are able to handle critique and handle discussion and handle dialogue, and we don't just simply result to, calling a persecution complex.
Your boy's back.
Okay, one sec. Yeah, I think you're right, Christian anarchist, but I think it's more than that. I think that people like GVH don't understand English. I don't think they understand how words are used, because he is a lot like G-Man in how he tries to manipulate these words and make it sound completely different, right? Because he's saying, well, you're providing a forum for this to happen. Oh, yeah, you kicking people demonstrates my point. And I'm like, what? How does that? If I'm providing a forum for Christian bashing, why would I kick people who do it?
Exactly.
He's completely fucking retarded when it comes to that.
It makes no sense.
Right. But see, they don't understand these things. But I think GPH probably has the same mental deficiency that G-Man has. I think they're on the same.
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think it's he just wants an argument, and he'll keep repeating the same argument because in his mind he just wants to be right.
But isn't that the same mental deficiency that G-Man does? That's exactly what G-Man just does, what you just described.
Well, no, the thing is, the difference between him and G-Man is that he just simply doesn't understand anything, no matter how many times you've explained it to him. With him, I think GPH might actually know, and that's why
he's just trolling.
I think maybe because whenever I've said something, he then purposefully has to reword it in a way that still makes it stay on a certain topic. It reminds me of what's his name?
Thick Shades?
No, not Thick Shades. He was an atheist. He was one of the Pal Talk people.
Narrow it down.
Not nihilist. Jack, I think.
Oh, Jack Ingstrike?
Not sure, but I know one of them, they got into a thing and asked if said something about along the lines of Darwin's deity being a child molester. We said that's we don't agree with the guy. We don't necessarily like the guy. This was a room full of Christians that overwhelmed this guy, by the way, saying we don't agree with him, but that's crossing the line to say that. And it's like, well, how do you know he's not a child molester? They just stays on it just to simply say that. And I think
Brenda did that the other day with me. She says things.
Yeah, so it's the same thing here. What we're seeing was, blue, forum, Christian bashing. Those are keywords that's going to be used in almost any statement that he's going to try to do to make some kind of accusation.
Yeah, you might not win with the guy. It's very possible he could just be a troll. I mean, come on.
Well, again, the possibility is there because GPH has never gone into a hangout, right? Nobody knows who he is. He's never been in a hangout. He's too much of a coward to actually go in a hangout to have a dialogue.
Yeah, in fact, I'll make this challenge right now. If GPH can either come into one of these hangouts, or in fact, wants to even confront me with what I have just stated about him, come in my hangouts. I challenge you. I double dog dare you, sir, to do it. Will you probably do it? I don't know. We'll see.
He won't. He won't. He won't.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he won't. He could be, and he could be just a Poe. He could be absolutely a Poe, like some, just somebody just trying to fuck with people. I don't know. But either way, it's just, I set the record straight. GPH obviously is full of shit. He's completely wrong. It's demonstrably so. No Christian would agree with him, I think, because what Christian that has ever been in my room could honestly say that without actually, none of them could provide any evidence. That I'm certain of, right? So he says, no, I don't trust atheists. They already stalked me. See, he's probably a Poe. He's probably just a troll. But anyways, let's move on. Because Thaddeus, I want to get to you because this is what the whole thing is about. So you and I just for fairness and transparency, I have talked to you a little bit about this, but very, very little. I have not fed him anything, right? So Thaddeus, the whole thing that I want to set the record straight is about what G-Man has been saying that you have said that because I've helped you in the past with your debate stuff, that I have said that I believe that that anybody can believe in God and still be an atheist, right? Somebody can believe in God and still be an atheist. Now, have I ever said that to you?
Not that I can remember.
Has it ever been part of the argument that I helped you with when you had your debate?
No, I just kind of, if I remember correctly, and I know I have a bad memory, so somebody can look back and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm happy with it. But just from how my memory serves me, I think I went into your guys' room just for maybe like a few tips or whatnot for the debate.
Yeah, just on debating tips. Right.
That's pretty much it. And then even then, I still kind of came up with my own thing for half of it, if not all.
That is correct. And I've said the same thing. I said, I really didn't help you with your argument because, one, I really don't agree with your argument per se, right? I mean, I'm not a mesotheist, but I gave you some debating tips. G-Man has somehow interpreted that as, since I thought you did better in the debate, I agree with your position. And that I helped you with your argument because I hold that argument, which I've never, ever, ever had. And he says that you have said, which I know you haven't, but I want on a record, he says you have told him this.
I only said that for helping with like preparing, like maybe just the tips and stuff. Kind of just gave you a really mild shout out. It wasn't.
Which he said, right?
Pretty much.
That is what G-Man has said, although he's taken it to an extreme. Again, he has said that you have said, you know, that I supported this argument and all that stuff. I know that that's not true. I did very minimal to help you with this presentation. Right. You know, I just gave you some debate tips. You dropped in. That was it. It was very, very minimal. There was nothing about the argument per se. I remember discussing it a little bit with you because I was like, you know, well, you know, mesotheist. Yeah, you're a theist, and you're arguing, you know, if mesotheist can be an atheist or a theist, but whatever. But at no time did I ever tell you or G-Man or anybody else that you could believe in a God and still be an atheist. And I mean so in a productive way, right? I mean, there are trivial cases, and if somebody wants to get pedantic, right? Somebody could say, oh, I believe in God, but I'm still an atheist. Yeah, anybody could say that, but it makes no sense to say that, right?
Well, so the thing is,
I don't want to be pedantic because I know how some anal people can get. You know,
the thing is that actually the reason why I wanted to address it here, because I kind of had a little bit of a presentation, is because what he's saying you said is what I originally said, and he actually is taking my words out of context of the whole people can believe in a God and still be an atheist thing. Because I ended up saying that on that debate on
you did,
right. And then he's saying that, oh, since Steve thinks that I did well, that means therefore that Steve agrees with that line of logic too. And
that's what G-Man's saying, yes.
Pretty much. And it's like, well, I'm the one that said it, so I found it kind of baffling that he went after you rather than me. Because he's just saying that you said that because I said it, and since you agree with me, it's like you said it by proxy. But it's actually I'm the one that said it.
I know you did. Yeah, I know. I remember that, and I said at the time I disagree with it. But again, G-Man somehow attributed your words to my mouth.
But even if you're going to go and say that I said it, it's like you're still like he's still saying it in the wrong context. Like the context I use that in is very specific. And I did something that looking back now I probably shouldn't have done. Not because I said, oh, if people can believe in a God and still be an atheist, and G-Man actually kicked my butt there. It's like, no, I was basically giving his weird way of framing things with the definitions and semantics game some credit, which is something I probably shouldn't have done looking back on it, just saying, okay, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
But looking back at it now, I think that's where it caused all the confusion because, you know, the fact that I even gave him that credence there, it's almost like he says, well, there it is. Thaddeus said it. I won.
By the way, I want to welcome Landon to the live chat. I don't know how he found us over here. I was trying to hide from Landon, but whatever. No, I'm kidding. Welcome, Landon. I will have to get with you, Landon. I do want to hear about your experience with the eclipse. From what I understand, you were in totality. So, yeah, definitely, Landon. I'd like to hear about that. So we'll get with you, man.
Do you think I could... Do you think I could quickly, because it's not that long, I wanted to show this for G-Man.
Yes.
This little presentation. Yes. Okay.
Want me to present you?
Yeah.
And by the way, hey, Enlightened.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, buddy.
All right. So I'm going to quickly go over this little presentation here. Screen share. It's really small because this shouldn't take as long. And even this is too much. I feel like G-Man's almost being dishonest if he doesn't get it after this.
Well, he is being dishonest, period.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Well, basically, I said this. This was my idea. People can believe in a God and still be an atheist. That's what I said. That's just a statement by itself, something like along the lines of that. Now, looking there, it looks pretty, well, damning. It's like, well, there you go. You said it. G-Man has a point. But hang on. Because when I said this, he's not taking it in the right context.
Yeah, and I'm going to help you out with that after you're done with this, because I know what you mean by this.
Right. And when I showed this, so first of all, this is something I looked up because it's a semantics game he's playing. So I looked up the definition of atheism here, right? Look at 1, a lack of a belief or strong disbelief in the existence of a god or any gods, or philosophical concept by disbelief in the existence of God or any gods. Basically kind of the same thing. So when it looks right here, it's almost like, how can people believe in a god and still be an atheist? Well, that depends on what definition you're using. This is what I should have done in the debate all along. Instead of arguing the definition of atheism, I should have gone to the definition of God. So here from Merriam-Webster, definition of God, we have like 4 different meanings here. And the one that G-Man is trying to use, is I'm pretty sure, is the supreme or ultimate reality, like a being is perfect in wisdom, power, you know, like the ultimate capital G God. And over here you got a being or object believed to have natural abilities and powers require human work, like the Greek gods kind of thing. However, God can also mean, on a more colloquial sense, a person of supreme value, you know? So like that's where G-Man's getting his definition from, where an object can be a god, or a teddy bear can be a god, or whatever. That's where he's using definition number 3 of God. So when you look back here, notice how I put this number here, number 3. People can believe in a god and still be an atheist. What I'm actually saying is people can believe in a god, given definition 3, and still be an atheist. Because when you look at definition 3 here, a person or a thing of supreme value, that is not the definition that a lot of atheists are going by when they say a lack of a belief or a strong disbelief in the existence of God or any gods. When it comes to this definition here, atheist definition right here, a lack or belief or a strong disbelief in the existence of a god or any gods, they're talking about definition number 1 and 2. They're not talking about definition number 3, and it's implied by the context that it's definition number 1 or 2. Because G-Man also made the argument with you, because I did watch that thing, where he said, well, you didn't say supernatural God. It's because you don't have to say supernatural God. By the context of what the word even means and everything, you can assume that you're talking about definition 1 and 2 of gods and not definition 3. So G-Man's idea, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm open to criticism, so if you're watching this, G-Man's idea was atheists don't exist because they still worship non-supernatural gods, so technically they're atheists. Because he actually even gave credence to you saying the whole God thing, that, okay, yeah, sure, you know, like, yeah, supernatural gods.
If I may interject something, I was going to. I can see why G-Man would probably say that, because even I have a hard time imagining a context where you would use a 3rd definition or something. Because I don't know, would you ever think of calling Alan Turing, for instance, God of modern computers or something? No.
Well, let me hit that if I can, Enlightened. Okay, sure. So we're going to get into the more nuanced parts of these arguments that G-Man has and why they're so bad, right? Because you're right. You wouldn't use the 3rd one, and it makes no sense to do so. Now, here's the thing. First of all, when you have a semantic argument, that doesn't necessarily mean it's trivial, okay? Semantics means dealing with language, right? So this is a semantic argument, and G-Man is playing fast and loose with his words, okay? So here's the thing. If somebody says, well, Enlightened, let's say your parents named you God. I believe you exist, but your name is God, so I believe God exists. That does not make me a theist. Or to that trivial case, I can believe a God exists, which is you, because your name is God, that you exist, and still be an atheist, right? I think was the direction Thaddeus was going. Okay, right? But that's a trivial case of just worthless information, right? Because you're not a God. Your name is God. So I say, yeah, I believe God exists, but I'm referring to you, not a deity, right? You see the difference? Yeah. You guys get the difference, right? So if I say, hey, I believe God exists, referring to you because your name's God, that does not make me a theist. I can still
make sense. Yeah, coincidentally, I do believe in a person named Athena, and
I know some Athenas. Yeah, one of my friends back in India, her name's Athena. I believe in Athena. She exists. I'm not gonna give her last name, but I know she exists because I've made out with her, right? Yeah, she was hot too.
Yeah, Except it actually, in my opinion, it gets even deeper than that, because another thing that G-Man says, if I'm still screen sharing here, is he says worship.
Yeah.
And he says, and he does, and even worship, there's a problem there too. Because you could still say, well, because here's the thing, G-Man could probably say, well, you atheists still worship these definition number 3 gods the same way as.
But these are called metaphors.
But here's the thing. The thing is that it's a different type of worship. Because if we actually go to the definition of worship right here, he's using definition number 4, which is like respect or admiration for devotion or an object of esteem. Like, it says the definition.
But he thinks that means the same
worship of the dollar, which is not the same thing as definition 2, where you're having reverence for a divine being.
Exactly. And he's equating them. You've hit the nail on the head, Thaddeus. He's equating them, right? So if I say, hey, look, I worship the almighty dollar. I mean, that's my thing. I'm a businessman. I'm a whatever. I mean, money is my God. But I'm still an atheist. That's perfectly acceptable.
Right.
That's perfectly fine. Okay. Those are called metaphorical statements. Okay? That does not have anything to do with theism or atheism, when theism is exactly the belief in a deity. And a deity is defined as a god.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
See, if he wants, and even if he wants to call you guys theists, there's still a bit of a problem. Because the definition of theism right here, belief in the existence of God or gods, specifically belief in the existence of one God viewed as a creative source. So basically, it's almost like this is almost exclusively talking about supernatural gods
They are talking about supernatural gods.
So
a god is referring to a supernatural deity.
Right. So you can't be a theist of definition number 3 of God or whatever. It doesn't work.
Right. They're not talking about money or on those lines.
So just
Charles.
So just quickly, just to wrap up what I was saying here, because I don't know one more thing really to share.
Yeah, well, hang on. I got to important. Who's Charles? Because I don't know who he is.
I don't know.
Charles, who are you? Type in the side chat before I show you. I'd get nervous. So type in the group chat. Go ahead.
So the last thing I just want to show here is that, so basically just, G-Man seems like he's trying to mix the definition of God, like definition 1 and 2, with God definition 3, and perhaps even mixing the definition of worship, definition number 2 and 3, with definition number 4 of worship. So the weird thing is, this is a weird semantics game where it's weird, because this is what I meant when he said he's technically right. Because when he's mentioning these definitions and stuff, and when we were having our debate, he said that atheists, they actually do believe in gods. I was like,
and that's why I disagree with you. I think it's absolutely wrong.
Right, but you're not using the right type of definition of God. We're talking about definition number 1 and 2. We're not talking about.
I want to give him that.
So when I said, I know, but I'm just telling you where I did kind of mess up, whatever. So my idea was people can believe in a God using it as definition 3 and still be an atheist. So G-Man, that was a very dishonest way of arguing. And please don't say that I said something I didn't, because you really are taking my words out of context here. This is a big semantics game, and I think you know it. That's the end of my presentation.
And I stand by that. So once again, Thaddeus is here saying to people, G-Man, that I did not ever tell him that you could believe in a God and still be an atheist. I never supported that statement that you could believe in God and still be an atheist. I understand the nuances of this stuff. I understand the difference between what you're calling a naturalistic God, which I think is kind of a weird term, but you're confusing finite with corporeal. You're confusing all these different things. The basic thing you have to remember is that if you were saying, I believe blah exists, and you're talking about something like money or a person by the name of God, that doesn't make you a theist. Okay? That's not what theism means. That contextually just seems ridiculous to try to make that argument.
So that being said, what don't exactly agree about my statement? Because I did describe how it's technically right, but it's not.
Because you're not believing in a God or gods the way gods are defined to be in this context, right? We are talking about supernatural gods, right? That's the whole thing for theism. You can what is a non-deification of a god for theism? There's no such thing, right? I mean, to be a theist, you believe in a god that has some kind of supernatural qualities to it. That's what it means. I mean, Blackjack Reviews is a PhD in theology. I don't think he's going to disagree with that, would you? Okay, so he's shaking his head no. So
okay, I know what you're saying.
So if theism has to do with some kind of supernatural entity, even a demigod, which by the way Ronnie got wrong, Demigods are still of divine origin. They are divine in nature to some degree because they come from a half mortal, half god. But if you believe in a deity, a demigod, you're believing supernatural. So you could be a theist and worship a demigod, sure. But Athena, would it be a demigod, or was she a full god? Was she a full god?
Goddess of wisdom.
Yeah, full god.
Full god. Okay, but didn't she have offspring? Who was? Give me some demigod's name. I don't remember.
Heracles.
Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules. Yeah, no, yeah.
And Perseus, I think.
Perseus, Hercules, Isis, and Shazam.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, but I mean, any of those I would consider would be atheistic in nature. But G-Man's seriously trying to run this argument as, oh well, you believe money is a god, you believe your own god, ergo you're no longer an atheist, which is one of the dumbest freaking arguments possible. But still, it really makes no difference to the point that I have never said what G-Man has claimed that I said, and here Thaddeus has backed that up because he has said that Thaddeus had told him this, and I didn't think that Thaddeus did. And Thaddeus is going to record saying that he didn't. So
I tried to tell him this. I don't know if he's listened to it or whatnot. Maybe it wasn't very clear on the day of the debate, but hopefully it's cleared up by now. Like, shoot. If it's not, I can't help you, G-Man.
Here's the interesting
Take this
thing.
not as a complaint, but more so as a compliment. I see that you guys have been streaming for 31 minutes. Have you guys been talking about this the entire time?
No, we were starting talking about GPH and his claim initially. But by the way,
I haven't been following all that, so I'm not.
Blackjack, go ahead. And Blackjack, yeah, the initial claim was GPH had actually said that and I'll read it verbatim here. Quote, I provide a forum for Christian bashing. Yeah. Yeah.
See, and that's another problem. It's
hang on, Thaddeus. Let him go because he's got a shitty mic.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry about that. I was going to say there are some people, on back what you just said, there are some people who treat this like a form of Christian bashing, who do treat the Great Debate, but the Great Debate community is not meant for Christian bashing. Now, to G-Man's comments, I want to make one thing. I kind of see where he's going, and I'll say this. You can be an atheist and believe there is a God when someone says, because there is a tribe, I can't remember all the tribes' names, but there are tribes who worship like a rock. They said, this is our God. It came, it did something. They have supernatural claims. So an atheist says, okay, your God exists. All right, so yes, okay, your God exists. That doesn't mean they accept any of the supernatural claims.
Right.
When you pull something out and say, this guy here from One Piece, he is a god, I worship him, and he can do the puppetry mastery and all that you say in One Piece. It's like, okay, if someone, and just speaking as a, let's just say, accept, okay, someone actually worships this exact thing. Okay, so this exists. You have a God that exists. That doesn't mean your supernatural claims about it are real, nor does that make me believing that, yes, your God is real, mean that person isn't an atheist.
Right, and that's what G-Man's argument is. G-Man says, look, if some tribe worships a rock, and you admit that rock exists, you're no longer an atheist, according to him, which is somehow the most convoluted line of reasoning that I could have ever imagined. But G-Man actually thinks this, right? So
probably like the definition of an equivocation fallacy.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I'm starting to really doubt he actually thinks this.
I don't. G-Man is consistently an idiot.
Yeah, by his rationale, everybody who ever goes to Mecca is an atheist.
Yeah.
Well, I think the issue here is that whenever you say that money is a god, you're not really talking about its properties. You're talking about how you treat it. So you're worshiping it like a god.
Yeah, you're talking about its value.
Right, you're not giving it any supernatural properties. Exactly.
You're not saying it is a god. You're saying it's like a god in that you worship it.
Okay, and how does that apply to people as well? Because he's always saying, well, you're your own god. Well, no, I'm not. I don't think I have any godlike powers. I have no properties that are consistent with what would be a god.
Yeah.
When I was a spiritard, I used to believe that kind of shit, though, that basically everyone could be God, in essence.
Well, that's the basic tenet of Mahayana Buddhism.
Go ahead, Blackjack.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm very polite when I talk. So I usually wait till people are done talking, which doesn't work here. But no, it's his logic. I think what he's trying to do is, because he did bring this up when he was talking about was the golden calf in the Bible, saying, well, the people worship that and that's a sin. they weren't atheists, so they believed in this golden calf. So he's equivocating, you know, the worship of money and things like that to that exact same thing, and saying it breaks the 10 Commandments and things like that. So he's trying to use that definition that he interpolates from the Bible to apply it to anyone he wants to. And I think that's where he's making one of his many, many mistakes. And I actually think he believes this. I'm actually beginning to think that he actually believes 90% of the stuff he says, which scares me.
Yeah, well, welcome to the club. You know, but I mean, I want to get this on record. I mean, I know we talked about a lot. Drags had like, I don't know, 50 hangouts on this or some shit. But since I happened to run into Thaddeus and I hadn't had time to actually get with him, this is the first time I was able to actually get him on record, because G-Man won't talk to him about this. I don't know why.
Yeah, because he's perma-banned me.
Yeah. And let me clarify something for the live chat here, because GPH says no back to I think it means now back to calling me a liar. You violate your own community guidelines. There's nothing in my community guidelines about not calling somebody a liar, you asshole. I can call you what the fuck I want. I just have to be able to back it. You're a fucking liar. You're an absolute 100% demonstrable liar, and I could back that, and I've just done that in this video. Who the hell says you can't call somebody a liar in the great debate? Absolutely you can, but you better be able to back it if you do.
Is he the one that's saying it's a forum for Christian bashing?
Yes.
Dude, I'm a Christian, and while I have some major disagreements with people, no one's ever attacked me personally or bashed me for being a Christian.
And Christian Anarchist said the same exact thing. Jade has said the exact same thing. Jim has said the same thing. He's a Christian. General Han Solo. So, yeah. That's why I'm going to get into things that GPH is just a troll. You know, it's at the point where do we really even know? I'd rather address people that actually believe what they say, because I like pointing out when they're saying something so fucking ridiculous, like I provide a forum for Christian bashing. But if he's just going to troll, I don't care. I mean, that's why I ignore Arcane. That's why I ignore True anymore. They're just white noise to me because they're just trolling. I don't care what they have to say, really. It's just it doesn't matter to me. But I mean, why do we keep people like GPH around if he won't even engage back up his own shit? I don't know. Is there any value to it? It's just for lulz? Just curious. I mean, does it provide any counterpoint?
I can't comment.
I'm just curious. I mean, everybody in the great debate thinks GPH is a complete idiot. I mean, we all agree, I think, that he's just someone who lies continually, and yet we fall for his bait. But at this point, do we even bother anymore? I mean, he comes to my live chats, he says stupid shit, everybody, you know, fucking jumps on him and kind of distracts from the actual topic of the hangout, I think. You know? So how about I mean, should we at least give these people an opportunity to provide a case, or should we just have to at some point say enough's enough and just be done with them?
Well, I think you can just, here's the thing, like if somebody's continually doing this on, like if, for instance, if I were in your position, someone was like continually doing this on your live chats all the time, but you still have a bunch of other viewers and stuff that you believe are legit about their beliefs and all that, I'd just leave them alone. Like just don't pay him any attention. You know, it's
well,
like,
I mean,
it's like if it's almost like they're looking for attention. If you pay them attention, they've won.
I agree, but
just leave them alone.
But Thaddeus, if they're going to say things so asinine, I think it needs to be addressed.
It depends though, because here's the thing: if he's still going to keep talking like this, I think we can all kind of assume he's a troll. Like just leave him alone.
Well, I mean, I think like Luigi is in live chat right now. I think he's.
There's also the thing to keep in.
I think he's a troll though.
There's one more thing to keep in mind here, which is also that some people can be convinced by the trolls because reasons, and arguing with the trolls can sometimes help the audience.
I agree with you.
Well, again,
Nasi is just articulate exactly what I was thinking.
Well, here's the thing. I think there will always be somebody who engages with them. So somebody is doing their part already. Doesn't mean everybody else has to. I mean, the live chat's doing a good job at arguing with itself right now. So
I haven't been reading the live chat.
Oh, it's entertaining.
Right. So I mean, somebody is already providing the necessary criticism. Doesn't mean everybody needs to go.
Fine. No, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm gonna keep GPH around. I mean, I have for a while just because he provides some lulls. But I mean, eventually, it's like, how much time do you need to waste on this idiot? Yeah,
just let him do his thing. Right. That's what I would do.
Yeah. And speaking of other idiots that we waste times on, you know, Mr. Intelligent Design, you know, you the other day you were spamming my live chat. That's no longer going to be tolerated. I do not want to hear about your intelligence design. I do not want to hear about your books. I don't want to hear you mention the word intelligence. You're more than welcome to come in to have a conversation. You're more than willing to come in and learn. But I do not want to hear any of your rhetoric when it comes to intelligence, because it's so fucking stupid and it wastes everybody's time. It distracts from the hangout. It distracts from the live chat. If you continue it, then I will block you. Do we have a meeting in the mind, Edgar?
That's okay. You can tell me though. It's really entertaining.
Edgar, is he there? He's ignoring me.
Somebody's away from his computer
afterwards, you know.
I just realized that my profile photo is JPEG to hell and back, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that.
Oh, Red Eye, how do you not have mods in here? Oh, my fault. Sorry about that. Let me correct that, Red Eye. Yeah. So
I would ask if I can have mods, but I'm just a shitposter at this point, honestly.
So Steve, sorry, I was busy.
Right.
Sorry.
Did you hear what I had to say?
Yeah, don't worry. I know that you don't have any science. I'm just listening to your argument so that I could rebut all.
All right. So, like I said, sit back and learn. I just do not want to hear anything about your nonsensical rantings about intelligent design and the crap that you put out, because it's so fucking stupid to the point of I'm literally getting nauseous of it. It's just retarded, and nobody wants to hear it, and it just distracts from the actual.
You don't say nobody. You don't speak.
No, I don't learn anything from you, because all your arguments are old.
Well, that's fine. Then Edgar, you don't. Edgar, listen to me. You don't have to stick around. If you want to learn. I'm giving you an opportunity. Okay, there are other people you can learn from. You don't have to learn from me. You can learn from other people that come into the hangout. But I don't want to hear anything more about the intelligent design stuff.
You still have a place in my heart. A really small.
Thaddeus has a thing for you. I don't know what it is.
I'm just confirming the argument that you're using in the online debate, if they are right or wrong.
Okay.
So that's why I'm studying your argument, because I know your argument before. I know what you're going to say.
Which argument are you referring to?
Science, philosophy, and religion.
What's the argument, though?
The argument about the theory of evolution. The argument about.
What's the argument? Those are not arguments. You're just tossing out things. What's the argument?
You have a lot of arguments. What topic do you want?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, name one. Name one.
Hey, look, Edgar, listen. If you have a specific claim against evolution that you have a contention with, please share it. A specific contention, not a general one.
I don't want to go into detail. I'm just curious what he's referring to. Again, this is exactly what I'm trying to avoid. But he's saying an argument. Which argument are you referring to?
You have a lot of arguments. What topic do you want? So that I can tell you your arguments.
Science, cosmology.
Science, like what? Biology, cosmology.
Cosmology.
Cosmology. Okay, which part of cosmology?
Oh, good God, I'm done. Okay, forget it. Edgar, you're done. This is exactly what I'm saying. Done. Sit back and listen. Yeah, this is why I don't go down these rabbit holes. Now you know. So, anyways.
So you only can kind of get away with this crap if I'm the moderator, but not when Steve.
Yeah, and by the way, another thing, since the moderator is God and Thaddeus, when he runs it, he's God. You're no longer an atheist if you're in here and you accept his mods, I guess, according to G-Man.
Right.
Right. So Thaddeus is your deity. Think about that for religion, guys.
Because so not everybody knows I exist, but I mean quite enough of you guys. So everybody.
I think I'm a mesotheist then.
You know what? Sucks. You might be able to convince me to be a mesotheist at that point.
Well, it may to me. What did I ever do?
I don't hate that, bro.
Let this be a lesson to you, Edgar.
You're wearing sunglasses indoors. That's enough. That's all it takes, dude.
Yeah. See, Charles welcomes the new overlord. See, so each his own.
There we go. So I mean,
and Edgar is an edgelord.
You don't know what he's going to make you do on Sundays.
Think of it like this. I'm not going to burn anybody to hell, so it's okay to be a missus.
Do you got a mic there, Charles? You don't have to, but I was curious. But yeah, see now Edgar's like, I'm being censored. No, you're being stupid. You can't answer if you can't answer simple questions, then you can't play with the big boys. Sorry.
It wasn't so much that he wasn't answering, or she, I don't know. He wasn't answering a question, just was like trying to make us do the work for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, look, that's not how it works. He doesn't know how to engage properly. Like, I'm not going to do your work for you. You make the claim, you provide the evidence for it. Don't make me do all your work.
Can you guys give me a quick context recap or something?
Hang on one sec. Ermine says, how do you get the hangout link? Ermine, I put him in the Great Debate. So all you gotta do is go look there. Should be the last post that I have there. But I could probably add you manually. And by the way, I didn't go over my diet this morning. I forgot, but I am about 6 pounds since I've started. But I did have a pretty hefty meal. I was hungry, so I think I put on another pound. But it's a new week, so you know.
It's always another week to lose a pound and regain it.
No, I'm still on my goal. My goal's fine. It's just not as high as I would have liked. I'm trying to go to the high end of the goal, and for this particular, starting this week, I'm going in with the low end of the goal. But hey, you know, we'll see what happens next week. So, you know I haven't cheated. My total calorie count has been less than, I think the highest I had was 1,700 in a day, which isn't bad. But I had a late night meal, and I probably shouldn't have. That's kind of thrown off my when I take my you know, weights, right?
Well, that's very interesting.
Right before you go to sleep, you won't be digesting as much.
Yeah, you don't want to eat before you go to bed because obviously that's the worst time to eat. And I was so hungry, and yeah. But I mean, my calorie take was down, but last meal you want to be several hours before you go to bed, and you don't want to eat for like 16 hours or something. But anyways, hey, thanks, Paul. Thanks, Ermine. So I'm sticking to it, but yeah, it's getting to the point where it's not easy. You know, I'm following this routine, and I'm trying to count my calories, and oh my God, I'm getting to be a little hungry. I'm not gonna lie, but
at least you get away with so much. I try to keep it under 1,000 calories a day.
that's too low. Yeah, that's too low. Yeah, you don't. I mean, 1,200 you only want to do for a couple days, maybe a week at the most, from what I understand. But anything lower than that, you're just not getting the necessary nutrients, and it's just not good for you.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't expend that much energy during the day.
Well, yeah, I mean, still, but you have a basic level that you need, and that's usually about 1,600 calories. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's true.
anything between 1,200 is I would consider to be not good. 1,200 would be the bare minimum, and that again only for a limited amount of times. I planned out this week. I'm trying to be 1,200 and 1,400, maybe 1,200 and 1,300, just because I want to get back to the middle of my goal, right, rather than the low end. So I'm cutting back a little bit. I'm trying to find ways to curb the appetite. But God, it's not easy. I'm hungry. I'm hungry right now. But I've been eating bell peppers, and I've been eating carrots, and I've been eating pears, and I have oranges, lettuce. You know, so I mean, I snack on healthy food, right, and not high in calorie.
Well, as long as you avoid low-fat food, because that stuff's just going to make you fatter.
Low fat?
Yeah, because low food without any fat in it just tastes awful. So they compensate it by putting lots of sugar in it.
Yeah, there's only some low fats that I'll have. I have low fat yogurt, which is a special yogurt.
Hi, Adam, with everything.
Because I like the yogurt probiotics, and I splurged and I got this really nice organic low fat milk, and it was really good, and only like 90 calories a glass. So
nice.
But I've already finished it. I bought it a while back, but yeah. Yeah, Ermine's on the keto diet. She's on like 900 calories a day. That's so low. Yeah. She doesn't like the hamster food. Yeah, she's on the keto diet, so she gets the ketones up. And yeah, what's that? Sorry.
Now, I just want to ask, what does the topic of the origins of gravity mean? Just because I'm not a scientist, so.
The origins of gravity. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it could be argued that gravity always existed.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, quantum loop gravity. It could be gravity as a manifestation of mass.
He's referring to something Mr. Intelligent Design said.
Who the fuck knows?
I would say that
who knows what he's talking about? I mean,
yeah, Mr. Intelligent Design speaks nonsense. He's a total waste of time.
I would say that gravity came into existence when both matter and space-time existed at the same time.
Oh, you know what? Okay, Oshiwawa, I'm glad you put that out. By the way, you're 9 more subscribers to 1,000K. Awesome. Go subscribe to Oshiwawa.
Wow. What does he do?
Oh my gosh.
But hang on.
Oshiwawa and I were arguing for about an hour and 40-something minutes.
Let me put this out there real quick because I got Thaddeus in here. Thaddeus, FYI, this channel, the Great Debate Community channel, is under review from YouTube right now for monetization, okay? It's an automatic thing because the way I have it set up. So once it hit 10,000 views, which it just did, it's automatically in the pipeline for an automatic review. So let's make sure we're especially vigilant to have decent titles. We don't have like the cameraman off. Make sure we're always putting on cameraman. We check out who comes in, so we don't have any porn bombing or anything like that. So okay, so just
okay.
And
you might want to tell Richard that too. He's not here.
I will. And once the monetization goes through, when you do start the video, you go to monetize and you just move a little slider. It's not that much. It's probably, you know, like we're talking 25 cents a video, but every little bit helps when you're poor like me. So just make sure you do it.
So I guess we're all volunteers, but you still get paid.
Yes. Yes.
I think I'll be doing these less.
That's the best part of capitalism, when you have other people to do the work for you.
Yeah, but at least they get a wage. I think I'll be doing this a little bit less.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly legal.
You'll get notoriety. You'll get infamous on the internet eventually.
Internet famous.
Not enough.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think you can set up monetization default. I think I will check into that. Thank you, Paul. Usually I've been doing it manually, but anyways, I just wanted to let you know that it is under review for like a week or two.
Ooh, there you go then. Well, there you go. This channel's moving up, and
yeah, we got 10,000 views already on this channel. Not bad.
Yeah, like the Jeffersons, we're moving on up.
Yeah, we've only had one famous. Well, I guess that was on your channel, Aaron Raw.
Well, we've had more.
You had more famous. What are you talking about?
Just Mary Schweitzer. Didn't we have Mary Schweitzer on here once?
Yeah, I had the Living Dinosaur on today. He's a legend.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You should get Hugh Ross on here too.
I've had Hugh Ross on this channel, on my channel.
Well, just thinking, because I know a lot of you encourage networking and all that, but it'd be kind of nice if sometimes, just for the sake of people that like to find their stuff in one place, that he'd be on here at least once.
I'd rather have him on my main. He'll be here next month.
Okay.
Okay, and
I'd rather have him on my main. This is more for this channel is more for our community to engage with people, you know, each other and stuff like that. When I bring in guests, that'll be on my main channel.
Fair enough.
Since we're bringing up the topic of famous people, can we please put David Abel on the blacklist?
Who?
David Abel.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Apparently, he's very big in the young Earth creationist community.
I don't know the name.
Oh, yeah, you'll have to look him up. He's a piece of work.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the names, but
yeah, no, don't have him on your show. Don't have him on here. He's a train wreck.
I wish I could give you a big name, but all I can really think of are some of the like a near-death experience, dude.
No, I'm getting some of the bigger names. You know, like I said, you know, we got stuff planned out. I got Rachel Oates coming in on Wednesday. She's like, I got 5,000 subscribers. She's moving up. We got Zoe Does Life coming on soon. She's got 10,000 subscribers.
I know about that person.
Yeah. We have Landon Knoll. He has the, you know, he doesn't have much subscribers, but he's pretty prolific, you know. Plus, Landon's a pretty cool dude, you know. Right, Landon? You're a cool dude. Yeah, he knows he is. He's. So we'll see what direction this goes in. You know, if this got bigger, then eventually, yeah, maybe we'll have the special guests come over here. But like last night, I didn't want to have the after show on my channel. I thought, you know, after everything that happened, let's go to like a smaller type venue. And so I took it over here for Arn. Which, by the way, I'm still been talking to Joe and Ocean and other people about what happened last night. I don't regret kicking Gallus out. I think that the How Talkers were out of line. I think they don't know how to have an actual discussion anymore. They just go in to try to own people. It's not what I want for my channel. They're not welcome to do that any longer. If Ocean and Joe take issue with that, so be it. It is what it is.
What were they doing exactly? Because I kind of wanted to start owning people.
Well, they were basically got under the browbeating. They got on Arn for not knowing a particular argument instead of explaining it to him in a way that made sense, because they weren't making much sense. At least Gallus wasn't. They decided just to attack him and make him say things like, you know, you see how he's not answering yes or no when it wasn't really an yes or no question. It got out of control really fast. That's not what I'm looking for on these channels. So.
All right. Well, I don't know the specifics. I'd have to see the specifics, know what you're talking about. Or I'll just find out when I get kicked. So either way, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, This is not Nadia 2.0. Okay, my room is not Nadia 2.0. I don't want that type of shit that goes on with Discord.
I don't
That's
think
why I
there should
don't
be
go into
no
Discord.
moderation, but I mean, I think it should be a little looser because sometimes it gets a little boring.
Well, no, that's fine. They were over the top.
Okay.
They were completely over the top.
Yeah, when you get to yelling, that's kind of over the top.
Yeah, like I was. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, most people agree that I took the right course of action.
Okay, fair enough.
You did what you had to do.
Yeah, and I mean, they try to do the same thing. Jack and Joe try to do the same thing with, mostly Jack, try to do the same thing with Hugh Ross and Fuzrana. But, you know, I've learned my lesson. I've given them the benefit of the doubts. I realized they can't come in and just have a normal discussion. So they're no longer...
I mean, especially with those guests. I mean, shoot, it's supposed to be more of a professional air anyhow.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, especially with, like, Ross and them. I mean, I have to go through their secretary.
Right.
It's a big deal, right? I mean, you're interviewing somebody just like, you know, a guest. So I have a form that they send. I have a thing that I read out. So yeah, but they don't seem to understand that. But whatever. They don't have channels like the ones I have. They can do whatever they do on their own channel with Discord. But I have to run my channel the way I want to run it, and I kind of want to run this channel the way the community wants to run it. So
with professional protocol.
Yeah.
You know, somebody I'd like to see on here. I don't know if you actually would do it, but Edward Feezer.
Doesn't sound familiar.
He's just a philosopher of religion.
Yeah, Apologia says Kenny Rhodes is a theist we had in recently. Lucius Low-Shooter with RTB. Yes, that's really nice guy. He's been out of doing stuff for a while, I guess, and he's just jumping back in. Seems like a really nice guy, but you know, somebody like in the comments section was getting on him for suffering through depression, and it's just like, I don't tolerate that kind of shit.
Oh, now I think about it, I know 3 people that'd be really cool if you can get on here.
Who's that?
You know Seth Andrews of the Thinking Atheist, right?
I know Seth. Yeah.
That'd be a cool person, and 2 other people that I don't know if they still do YouTube too much anymore, but I really enjoyed their deconversion stories, and that'd probably be Evidence 3 and Purple Fox.
The Thinking Atheist knows my channel, I think.
If you look them up, though, I mean, I don't know. I found like the latter person's like story like really heartfelt, and the further person's story I could relate to on a bit too, because he kind of deconverted on more of an evidence level, and the other person deconverted from Christianity on more of a feeling kind of level, but still.
Well, I mean, but do you know any of them? I mean, do you know the Thinking Atheist?
No.
I mean, he's got 250,000 subscribers. I mean,
I know who he is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, do you know him? Because I mean, I think they know who the Great Debate is, but I'm finding out that a lot more people know of the Great Debate than you would probably realize.
Well, I was throwing ideas out there because, you know, if you just wanted more.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's only so much I can do to get people, right? But I mean, the Thinking Atheist would be probably cool. That's a good idea.
I mean, believe me, I understand, because back when I had my channel, I did like this interview thing myself, and you don't just get everybody you send a thing out to. So
and getting guests is difficult.
Oh yeah, but you'd be surprised at who gets to come on sometimes. So I mean,
well, like today, I
dropped Vernaculus on my channel before, so that was cool. Oh, you don't know him? He's a social commentary guy. Because again, you don't get too much into the politics. Like, yeah,
I don't really. But I mean, I sent the link to like Living Dinosaur, but he was telling me that he was cooking dinner and stuff. But he's like, if I could drop by, but he wants to be engaged in this stuff. He wants to drop by, and so I'm King Crocoduck would drop by. I mean,
maybe Cool Hard Logic.
I could probably ask Cool Hard. Actually, I know somebody who knows Cool Hard pretty well.
Nice.
Probably could arrange that. Yeah, go ahead, Blackjack.
I would like to see Non-Stamp Collector if he's still around.
Oh yeah,
he's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him.
I don't think he's posted a video in years.
Yeah.
Not on his main, but he's done channels for other people. He's done videos and collab with other people.
Yeah.
You know, somebody I know is Concordance.
Oh, that guy.
Cool. I only know a little bit about him.
Well, of course we know. I mean, obviously, Hogtie and DPR knows Concordance, but I don't know. We'll get some other guests in. Trust me. I'm still trying to get Jacqueline Glenn to respond to try to get Wayne back on her thing, because Wayne wants to apologize for that video, but she just won't respond to me, or she probably doesn't get it because she has some things. So I have no way to reach her. And I found out that Matt Dillahunty now has a publicist. So if you book Matt Dillahunty, you need a forum with like Richard Dawking and those guys. So
Matt Dillahunty will only do special things if he's with a bunch of other cool people.
right. Lord Tomato Sauce. What about Armored Christian? Oh, Armored Christian loves me. Armored Christian loves this channel. Yeah, believe it or not, Armored Christian really, really has had. He's made a few videos about a year ago, putting major shouts out to me. Believe it or not, don't ask me why, but he had a real affinity for me and my channel about a year and a half ago.
I'm kidding.
No, it was just. No, it was just, I don't know why Armored Christian did. I mean, he seemed like a decent guy, although that whole thing with that girl was kind of creepy. But
What?
oh, yeah, he just was like totally in love with this girl that didn't even know existed, and he kept on trying to sing love songs to her and poetry. And Logic knows my channel. Well, his wife knows my channel. I talk to her like I don't know, a couple times a week. So I do talk to her. I can get her to come on. Logic's wife is the original.
I was going to say I enjoyed her more than him.
Yeah, she's really nice. Yeah. Lord Tomato Sauce said, did he have a dream about this channel? I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me, right? He was really into dream interpretation. Yeah. No, but yeah, I'll ask Is the Original to join us for a special thing after some of the other people join us. She'll come on. She's on vacation.
For a Christian side, not that I agree with him, but I always find his arguments interesting. Would be James White, James, I believe, Alpha and Omega Ministries. Disagree with him, but his debates are always interesting. I think he could actually bring an interesting perspective to.
I was going to reach out to him. Yeah, James White, the Calvinist, the PhD. Yeah, I was going to reach out to him. I like some of his stuff, even though he's, obviously, but he the way he just totally gets on Kent is awesome.
Is it something to do with the Calvinism in particular?
Yeah, he's a Calvinist.
What's wrong with that? I mean, I understand what's wrong. I just want to know what your opinion is. What's wrong with that?
A Calvinist?
Yeah.
I don't accept their elect thing. I don't accept their predeterminate double predeterminism. I don't accept their tulip thing. I don't accept. I don't know. I just think they're a bunch of anal. Do you think
special? You're not. Is it on more of like a logical level, or is it just like you don't like how it feels?
All of the above. I don't think it's what the Bible says.
That makes sense. I mean, for me, it's more of a feeling thing too. I mean, they can make what they say make sense, but
no. I mean, I do think the Eastern Orthodox make a little more sense, and that's I think what the Blackjack tends to.
Yeah. Well, I'm not either Calvinist or Christian, so I mean, but I mean, I've heard their arguments before, so I mean, because I've stuck around the Bible thumping wingnut.
They're all so militia-like. I mean, it's like they're like a special group. I'm a Calvinist and I'm elect, and you're not.
Well, I don't think all of them are like that, because we have a few people like Christian anarchists are not quite like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there are exceptions, but yeah, I'd have to say I've yet to meet one Calvinist who didn't believe they were elect, and that's just always that. No, I would disagree. No, I don't believe they coincide with the Bible. I believe they with their interpretation, but not from a historical point of view.
Well, I think I've heard somebody say they have met somebody that was a Calvinist reprobate that they knew they weren't elect, and I'm like, I don't know how that works, but I guess you got to
even know they weren't elect.
Fuck if I know, dude. But I guess there's got to be some statistical distribution, right? Somewhere along the line, somebody has to go, yeah, I'm a Calvinist, but I'm not one of the elect. But it's very, very rare, I'm sure.
I don't get how that would even. I mean, okay. I mean, I guess that's possible in their worldview, but how would you even know something like that unless God Himself specifically told you you're not elect?
I don't know. Maybe
that's the only way I can see it working.
Yeah. Stuart Scott, welcome, my friend.
What's up, bitches?
What say you?
As long as we're, throwing out names that people want on the Great Debate community, Sean Carroll would be my number one. Sean Carroll.
Yeah. Well, again, I think these are kind of like out of the league of the Great Debate right now. I mean, let's kind of like keep it a little bit lesser. I guess.
No, Steve, we don't say can't. That's not the kind of
we don't say can't of the great debate.
That's not the kind of mentality that I accept from dear leader. Now you need to make it happen.
Richard, don't say that. That's rude. Or that's
yeah, we don't say can't.
People need to make it happen. We have almost 1,000 people in this freaking community now. Other people can help bring us guests. But yes, I would like to get Sean Carroll. But again, I'd also like to get what's his name? The Young Earther version. Who's the Young Earther? What's his name? Come on. Help me out here, guys. Young Earther, astrophysicist, real skinny looking dude.
Astrophysicist.
Humphrey or something?
No, Humphreys is a physicist. The other guy that works for AIG. Come on, guys. I'm drawing a blank.
I have no idea.
You should know this.
I know I should know it. It's Jason Lyle. Thank you, Paul. God, I'm having a brain fart. I'd love to get Jason Lyle. I'd rather get
the dude from Answers in Jensen, Jason Lyle.
Yeah, that guy. I'd much rather get him than Sean Carroll.
Man. Yeah, he is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I would. Sean Carroll's awesome, but if I'm going to get something on to like cause a little bit of a buzz, I mean, it would definitely be Jason Lyle because people would love to have at him, right?
Oh yeah, as long as you're handing out debates like Oprah Winfrey with Ken Hovind, like you get to debate Ken Hovind and you get to debate Ken Hovind. Everybody gets to debate Ken Hovind. You do that with Jason Lyle.
Not everybody.
I took a break with Ken. If somebody wants to debate him, like maybe Herman Mays said he wants to, I will send them another thing in a couple days maybe. But I didn't want to have so many Ken Hovind debates. It was a little taxing.
Man, you could have made it a thing. We could have all debated him by now.
That's it. Everybody who's in the Great Debate has to debate Ken Hovind at least once.
At least once. See, I'm still looking for my at least once.
Well, you know what I did today, though?
See, this is why you need new moderators.
Exactly. I actually tagged Eric again on a post apologia, and I said because somebody, I can't remember his name, some host, radio show host, put something out there, and Eric said, "Yeah, let's do this." And I'm like, "Whoa, Eric, wait! Apologia and I have been trying to get you in the Great Debate community to talk about your movie because that's what the hosts want to talk about, Genesis, and to defend it. Why won't you come on? Why don't you come on here and defend it?" Kind of thing. He won't respond. He's responded to me before, but whenever I talk to him about Genesis, Paradise Lost, or if I attach Paula Gia's name in the tweet, he doesn't respond to me. I don't think he likes you, Paula Gia. I get that idea. He doesn't really like you. But I'm not going to stop trying because I want them to have a discussion. Eric is insufferable. Yeah, I've talked to Eric a few times. He's been in dropped in the Hangouts. What?
I was going to say one thing. I was going to say I'm trying not to talk most about what I do on the radio and stuff anymore, but you'll be surprised how many of these people will come on just because you give them a platform to speak. All I can say is just always try and keep trying because a lot of them, especially people from like the people you see from PragerU and all that, love to come to these smaller things because they think this is a good way for them to practice. And they constantly underestimate the caliber, especially they would underestimate the caliber of the people they talk to, kind of like Ken Hovind underestimated, I cannot remember his name.
King Crocodile?
Not King Crocodile, who was the other Christian? It wasn't on your channel. It was General Han Solo. Han Solo, yeah, he just totally underestimated him, so try these things and say, hey, I'm a smaller person. I can't pay you, but here's what we offer. You'd be surprised how many people would agree to do it.
Oh, no, and that's how I've got reached out to a lot of people. I mean, I definitely have a decent mannerism when I write these people, right? The only one that's turned me down outright was Dr. Todd Wood, and he was at least polite about it, but he just said, I don't think I could be a part of that. But, Humphrey said he would answer questions, and I've still been trying to get Bergman to come in. I've been trying to work with him.
By the way, I changed my microphone setup. Steve, have you noticed a big difference?
No.
Well, fuck you.
Dude, I listen to 1,000 people a day. I don't, whatever.
I'm just messing. I stopped using my gaming headset for at least tonight. I felt like using the thing I have in my damn drawer. I have a Yeti Pro. It was a gift from my uncle who switched to using XLRs a while ago.
Hey, and let's not also forget the greatest shit poster in the world has dropped in. We must pay homage.
What's up, pew review?
He's upon.
Yes, pew review.
Perhaps we should all worship him. The number 4 definition of worship.
Absolutely.
Well, from now we're going to label the number of the definition for something, so there's clarification. That's awesome.
He's only a demigod. Let's not get ahead of
ourselves.
ourselves.
Nah, fuck you, Hilo.
Yeah. So, few of you, what do you have in store for us? Are you working on anything new?
Go back to Georgia.
I am. Go back to Georgia.
What are you working on as new ship poster you?
I actually just posted in the Great Debate community. I assume by now you guys have heard about Beakgate.
About what?
The gays?
Ronnie's thing.
No. Okay. Well, okay. First of all, Drag just left a little while ago, but Drag had a video. I tried watching it, but it had no sound.
It had no sound? Okay, so here's what I need to do for you guys. I need to play the audio of that. Just give me a second to get my voice meter.
Okay, so this is what is this what Drag's talking about? Because Drag had a video called
yes, this is what.
What was Drag's video?
Prepare your oven mitts, preferably Strike brand.
What the fuck? I can't find it.
This is fucking.
Oh yeah! Oh Lord! A gem from Trumperism.
Yep.
So what did he have to say? Let's do it. Let's do it, man. What do you have to say?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and pipe the audio through.
So I think the point being is that there's no evidence suggesting that a beak is going to develop into something equivalent to something like an ATP synthase or something, or any small proteins inside of the cell over time. If you give it millions of years, how the proteins are going to attach themselves and be modified to build the ATP synthase turbine.
What?
So
here it is.
What the? Wait, no. Okay, wait. Maybe I was drunk or high or just my brain damage.
We're not.
Let's repeat that again. Just for clarification purposes.
Okay, here, let me even slow it down a little bit. Hang on.
Slow it down for us, yeah.
All right, here we go.
I think the point being is that there's no evidence suggesting that a beak is going to develop into something equivalent to something like an ATP synthase or something, or small proteins inside of the cell over time. If you give it millions of years, other proteins are going to attach themselves and be modified to build the ATP synthase or a turbine.
Is he saying like a bird's beak?
Yes. Fiona's in live chat. Fiona, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely fucking as dumb as you could possibly human being can be, what level is that? A beak. He's suggesting there's no evidence for a beak to somehow become ATP synthase. That's so potato. I don't even know where to begin with that.
Honestly, nothing phases me anymore.
I know. Isn't that the sad part? Nothing phases us. Ronnie could say something just like that, and we're just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's Ronnie. It's pretty fucking stupid.
I may not have been paying full attention. Ronnie said this. Oh God.
Yes.
Yes. He deserves a fucking award.
I saw Fiona had a video. I haven't played it yet because it's brand new.
It's literally just her laughing at that.
Oh, have a play. She said I left on a video about get Pew to play it. Can you play her video? She's like,
yes,
I just saw she uploaded it, but this looks like she's laughing just for laughs.
She is just laughing.
I want to hear her laughing at this.
Here, give me a second. I gotta scroll through my subscriptions.
Oh my God. Eulogy is like, this is Antonio level stupid. You know what? No, I think it's past that. I think it's past that. And by the way, I listened to about 5 minutes of that debate discussion that he had with that atheist guy today. I didn't listen very long. And the part that I listened to was the part where he said he was just jargon bombing. He was talking about the electron transport chain, throwing out things like BC1, complex, and the typical jargon that he does. Same as he always does. It's like nothing has changed with this guy since he's came on the internet. I mean, nothing has changed. It's just ridiculous. It's jargon bombing. That's all it was. It was so boring between these two. I just said, fuck this, and I started listening to something else.
Okay, let me make sure my voice meter settings are correct for this to happen. Okay.
Hey,
Holy fucking shit.
Wow. You broke the internet. Chicken error.
I feel like the internet is rebelling. It doesn't want this to happen.
Wait, what? Oh God.
What is this laugh?
It's not funny though. It's so stupid. I don't know how. I just don't get it. I don't know, Ronnie. You're just fucking potato man.
Does anyone have a defibrillator?
I just missed something.
Well, I mean, I occasionally play a healer, and wow, I have a red spell on hand.
Oh, fuck off.
What the hell is Ronnie thinking here? I don't even know how he just. Oh God, just shoot me. I don't know. I don't even know where to go. I'm done. I'm just fucking done with all this, man. This is a level of dumb fuckery that just it should never be reached by any single human being that's functional enough to turn on a computer.
And now for the reason I actually came into the room, which is I need everyone who's in this room right now, everyone who's watching in the live chat, make a video of yourself laughing at this. Please.
We can just laugh at it now.
I'm gonna do a video on
Hardy.
it.
All
right. When do you need it by? Because I'll do it tomorrow.
Just within the next couple of days.
Oh yeah.
You could just take the audio here. That'd be much easier. Anybody
I could. Just everyone go down the line.
All right.
Laughing.
All right. I'll go first. Ready?
That works. All right, who's next?
I'll go last. I want to hear everyone's laughter so I can kind of pump my laughter up.
I want Mr.
Yeah,
ID to
I'll
laugh
go.
at
I'll
this.
go
I really need this.
before
I
Inace.
really need Edgar. Please laugh at this. Do this for me.
Do it, Edgar. Come on, Edgar. This is where we want you to join and have fun and not just, do your
Yeah,
stupid
Edgar,
shit.
you get to be on our side for this.
Yeah.
I guess you might be AFK. Damn it.
Nah, just give him a minute. He'll be back.
Hi, Okshiwawa. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, you're obviously clipping this stuff. So, Stuart. Oh God, that was loud.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah, holy shit! You might have to audio adjust that one. Hiller. Okay, that sounds like you touched little kids. That's creepy.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, that's
I feel like
I didn't mean that.
Okay, so
that's
Steve,
just creepy though.
You even know that I'm taking sound bites from this particular hangout, and you're still saying shit like that. I just want to point out.
Yeah, well, it's not applicable to me. So, anyways, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Honestly. That's just
kidding,
creepy.
of course.
You got creepy laugh, Hiller. Let's
You
see
gotta
here.
break that out more.
Yeah, no, I like it. Whatever. Blackjack, go ahead.
What am I laughing at?
Just laugh.
Okay.
Robbie said something stupid.
And that's new for us.
This is his worst to date, I assure you.
That was good.
Not bad. Oh no, damn it. Edgar left.
All right, Anis, you want to? Anasi, you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go ahead. Give me just a second. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I can't breathe. All right, there you go.
All right. And last but not least, I think we've got. Well, let's. I don't think Charles has a mic. Charles, do you got a mic? All right, Thaddeus. You're up. Okay, that was good.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad. That should have gone last. No, that's great. I like mine was good. Thaddeus, up to you.
I was trying to find something really funny I could laugh at, but it's gonna sound weird if it's forced.
But isn't Ronnie funny enough on his own?
That didn't make me laugh. That just made me sad. Sorry about that, but nah, maybe try harder next time.
Oh, hey Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Butts.
All right, come on, Thaddeus, do your
I'm
laugh.
gonna make you laugh. God damn it.
I did laugh.
Jerk.
No, you didn't. Laugh again. Come on, laugh.
God damn it.
That one was good. I can't force it.
You're done.
Try a different body part?
To be fair, though, I mean, if someone makes me laugh, I laugh. Shoot, it's not like I have a sense of humor. Okay, that actually got me there. I was looking at some funny pictures, so
Just look up dank. Just look up dank memes, dude. We all do it.
You know what? Here,
go ahead.
Here, I got my mini cam here. Let me fucking do this.
Yeah.
Let me do what I do best.
Yeah, Ronnie's trying to say it's like, well, there's no evidence that the eye has never, evolved into a mitochondria. It's what the fuck? I don't know what the hell that means, dude.
He literally just went back to his script and it backfired in the worst possible way. He's just like, I'm fishing for something. What's my thing? The ATP synthase.
The ATP mayonnaise is he's such I still don't think he again, the part that I listened to, he still was like, well, the 10 to 15 different subunits. For fuck's sake, Ronnie, how many times we've explained to you the FADPases in humans do not have 10 to 15 different subunits. It's just 10. Okay? We're not talking about BATPases. Drink that bleach, man. Just drink that bleach.
Wow.
Oh, you know it, man. That's it, man.
Oh yeah, we will bash TE GPH, but that's not bashing Christians, so you can leave now. Bye bye.
Hey,
Steve, I'll put you in since you're leaving anyways. I'll put you in timeout. Bye bye. Yeah.
Real apology of just putting a chat about Jason Lyle.
In what's been being a divine providence, Jason Lyle just posted his booking contact info to Twitter while we were talking about him. Tweeted it your way. Thank you, sir. Well, you know what? What can you tweet out? Do you want me to tweet out to him? Do you want to, Paul? And just you can if you want to try to reach him. If not, I'll reach out to him tomorrow. I don't want to do it now because it's. I'll reach out to him tomorrow night. But let me get you in here back here, Charles. But Paul, if you want to do a leader, why don't you do a leader tweet, and then say like Steve McRae will contact you tomorrow. Yeah, well, I mean, but I mean, we're not paid booking. He used to said he posts an email for booking. We don't want this would have to be voluntarily by him. So, which he might do. But Paul G, do you want to do a feeler for that? I mean, could I ask you that, please? Since I've been trying to get you Eric. I am still trying.
No. In fact, by count, hydrogen is the most common atom in a potato. I don't know why I find that so funny.
Why is that funny? I don't know what that's. Thank you, Paula Gia. Why is that funny? Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, right?
I don't fucking know. I just took some night.
Because potato.
I saw a Ronnie video and it made me sad.
Yeah, well, most of Ronnie's videos make me sad.
Yeah, I got to the point where it's just not funny anymore.
Well, that's why nothing really surprises me. But I mean, I gotta admit, this is worse than DNA degrading in water. This is just fucking stupid, beyond stupid. I mean, a beak. How is a beak going to turn into ATP synthase? I don't even. What does it even mean? I don't see any evidence of a beak turning into ATP synthase. Well, no shit, Ronnie.
That's not how it works, dude.
Synthase and a beak.
Does Ronnie believe in God?
Yes. I don't think God believes in him.
Yeah.
It would be the equivalent of me saying God doesn't exist because he doesn't come down and suck my dick every night. That's
God's a theist.
Everybody's like, I'm not advocating suicide here, people. By the way, just want to let you know.
That's
so can God still be an atheist if he believes in Ronnie?
No, God would be a mesotheist.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's so sad that we're at the point where nothing really phases us that bad when it comes to Ronnie saying stupid shit.
It's like I could have almost believed that if I didn't know it was.
I want to know what Drag's video was saying. I can't get audio on it. Was it just me, or is there audio on his video? Pew, will you look at that video from Drag and tell me if it's just me or? So, by the way, I guess we have confirmed evidence from Landon that the Earth is not flat. If you guys were confused on that, just FYI. So. Oh, I just saw your post on the Great Debate. Hashtag Beakgate. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure there for a while about the whole Earth being flat thing, so I'm glad that Landon has determined the Earth is not flat for us. So.
Wait, it isn't?
Supposedly not flat. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The solar eclipse kind of proved that. So. By the way, did you guys watch that one guy that was just saying, "Oh, if you're black, you don't need to have
what?
You don't need glasses. You can stare right at it." Holy shit, Chaz World! Wow, dude. Hello. Damn, dude, it's been forever since you've been in one of my hangouts. Actually, well, you've never been in this particular thing before, but do you know who this is?
Yeah, that's Steve McRae.
Oh my God. Okay, you did recognize the voice. All right. Yeah, how you been, man? Oh my God, you haven't really dropped in ages.
I know, mate. It's just usually I join like only a select few sort of hangouts, and half the time I'm not even on hangouts that much these days. So
you've turned into a rapist.
Yeah.
No,
it's just I have better shit to do in my life.
No, I don't, dude. I really don't blame you.
I knew it was you because I'm part of your Great Debates community on G+.
Oh,
and that's where I got the link from.
You just never post there.
No, to be honest, I don't have much time for it.
I was thinking about you the other day for something. Somebody,
I bet this hopefully doesn't start entering into shape.
No, it's not going to go the way you think.
They have magazines for that sort of thing now.
I know, and the internet. No, somebody, I can't who think it was, but somebody said that you had the best impression of somebody. Now I can't. I don't remember who.
Stizer, maybe.
Stizer, yes.
I was used to do a Stizer impression.
Yeah, let's hear your Stizer impression. That's exactly what it was. So let's see.
Seriously, do you not know that shit?
say something with quantum. Come on.
Quantum is an axiom. Do you not know that shit?
That is pretty good.
I'm gonna quantum my fist up your face. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying to contribute. Please help me.
That's okay.
Have you never heard of Stizer?
You've never heard of him? Oh man.
Yeah, shit. Stizer is just a complete train wreck sometimes. He throws in the word quantum. Yeah, no, he throws in the word quantum every time he's in a discussion where he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, which is just about every discussion. And so he thinks by throwing out the word quantum, it makes him sound legit.
I want to defend Stizer. He knows a lot more than people think he does. The one problem with Stizer is the way he tries to articulate himself. Stuff gets lost in translation a lot of the time.
That might be true. Yeah, no, I do think Stizer is on the ball on some things. But I think you're right. I think the brain to mouth doesn't really work sometimes. That travel path, somehow things get mixed up. So, but no, he is an intelligent guy. I'll give him that. But he does like.
I think a lot of people like to take what he says in a less than favorable way of looking at it.
It's hard not to anymore with Stizer, man. You know.
But he's off doing his own sort of thing. I've been in a couple of his live hangs recently. Was in one with old Unicorn, you know, Joe from Canada.
Probably, but not off the top of my head.
Black Joseph, he used to be called.
Again,
he used to always be in hangouts with like
I know who that is.
Jello and that lot.
I know Jello shots, yeah.
Thaddeus, your voice sounds familiar, but I can't think who you are.
Yeah, kind of different channel in that back then.
I don't know who you used to be.
What was your name back then?
It used to be Keefy's the Elite Hunter.
Oh, Keefy's. Yeah, I remember Keefy's.
Yeah.
Because you used to join a lot of Sty's hangouts at one stage, didn't you, I think?
Well, here's the thing. Back then, you just joined people's hangouts just by going to like the Google Hangouts on Air thing. So whoever was running live and had a link, I kind of just joined. And nowadays, it's like I'm a little more selective of who I go into.
Well, it's harder to find all of that stuff. I mean, it seems Google's tried to make their Hangouts the most toxic product possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if that's like not the case, with just some of the people, like there's certain atmospheres I like and certain ones I don't. And I find in a way, the whole Great Debate community kind of feels like high schools. There are certain cliques I don't like, and certain ones I do. So.
Yeah, I think that's just the way life goes. You get that in everywhere, workplaces, stuff like that. You know, cliques form unless you have like a good rotation.
Yeah, I agree.
Because otherwise, you know, obviously things will stagnate. Sub communities will form, and people will unite against other people.
Plus, I think you might have met me when I first discovered Google Hangouts, and I was kind of hooked on it. And I kept doing it like almost constantly instead of.
Oh, mate!
I had nothing else to really do at the time because this was before I had a job and I moved out and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's all like that. I remember there's one of the guys who used to watch my YouTube videos. One day sent me an invite to a hangout years back. What was it? Jarakan was his name.
Okay.
And so I joined it, and in there was like Nadia was in there, I think, and Phosphorus Foaf. There was a nice little group in there, and we all had a great fucking laugh. And so yeah, the next time I went back again, and you know, it's just that's how it felt. A lot of the people though that were there first, you know, they don't really come on Hangouts much now, or you know, they only join a select few Hangouts. Used to be loads of people.
There's a few people I do miss. So.
But yeah, back in the day, like everybody used to join the Hangouts. I used to start. I used to be about, you know, there used to be obviously your 10 spaces. Most of them used to always be full, and it was just a big revolving door. You used to have the same Hangout link going, like for days on end. I think the record one time was the same link for like, I think it was just under 48 hours. Because
that was it didn't expire. Yeah,
we were all around the globe, so you'd get the Aussies on, and then obviously all the Brits would join just as the Aussies were starting to clear off and go to bed and all of that. And then just as all of the Brits were starting to clear off and go to bed, the Americans were starting up. You know, so it was just.
I've done that once, Chaz. I did a. Well, in the newer format, but I did 3 8-hour hangouts, and it was exactly that. It was like Americans at one time, then it was the Europeans, and then there was the Aussies. It was exactly like that for the most part. And each 8 hours was a new group. I'll never do that again, by the way. But I really hate to cut this short, but I do have to go do other things. So I didn't want to keep this open too long. So Jazz, drop in more often though. You're more than welcome, man.
I will do. By the way, obviously the last time I spoke to you, I think you were hanging out with Lyrical. Is that still going on?
No, no. We went our separate ways. I moved in with her for a while. Didn't work out. I'm back where I was before, but it's everything's cool. Everything's good.
Amicable.
Amicable, yeah. Yeah, no ill will whatsoever.
Well, that's the best thing, at least.
Yep. Everything worked out really well, so I can't complain. But thank you for asking, by the way. But to wrap this up,
it was that long ago. That's the last time I really spoke to you.
It was a while ago, yeah. It was last summer. All right, so Landon Knoll in the live chat. I'll get with you another time. We need to get with you. Actually, you know what? You message me, email me. You got my email. Message me via email what day you can come on to talk about the eclipse. Okay, because I know you want to. And I also hear that you're going to the pole again. So the North Pole or South Pole, one of them. Some pole. I'm waiting for Landon to go, hey, I'm going on a trip to Mars.
This pole.
Can you imagine if Landon ever got to go to Mars? He'd be like... So I'm flexible. So just anytime you tell me you can do it, I'll make the arrangements. The only day I can't do it is probably Wednesday because I have Rachel coming on. So anyways... thanks for listening, guys, in the live chat. Scuba Steve. I love that name, Scuba Steve. That's a great name. It's not very original because he was a scuba guy in the Navy, but it's still pretty cool.
Before you in Hangout, I have a question.
Yep.
Does anybody want some popcorn?
Hey, I'm curious how you do your 8-bit digitalization thing, that sprite thing. I saw your post and that your video is pretty talented. I wouldn't even know where to begin to do something like that. What program do you use for that?
Paint and Photoshop, mostly Photoshop these days. The thing about it is, though, is I didn't draw all the art stuff. I didn't draw all of that from scratch. I belong to a community of sprite artists in an art style called LSW. It would take, as I told you in the hangouts, it would take at least like 3 meaty paragraphs to sort of explain this basic summary of like my avatar and all the things surrounding that.
Yeah, Sprite, it's still pretty cool how that
and
works.
I also got a lot of help with the sprite too. I basically just edited it a little bit at the end and gave a couple of critiques to my ex, who was the one who actually made the sprite.
Yeah, that's pretty cool sprite. All right. So, anyways, Vincent Jones, Trevor, Red Eye, Pluto, the dog. Who else got Arsenio? I don't know. Everybody else listening. Thanks, guys, for watching. I think this set the record straight. Thaddeus, I thank you very much for coming in and actually doing this and setting the record straight. So if anybody ever hears G-Man ever use Thaddeus as an argument for what I particularly said, you can direct them back to this video. Because
or you can even direct them back to this video regardless, because he's probably, again, he's using you as a proxy, and I think it's because you're more popular than I am.
Oh, wait, one more thing before you guys end. There's one more thing. I actually do have something that I drew from scratch.
Oh, there you go.
It's an LSW I made of Logic.
Oh, that is awesome. Has he seen that?
Nice.
Yeah, I tweeted it to him and Edith.
Yeah,
they loved it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna try to get Edith into the as a guest, not this next week, but probably the week after or something. Why don't you come in and show her that? Yeah, I've got it.
Sure, I'll show it.
No, I know you. I know her. I've talked to her quite frequently.
I actually did. You know, one thing I didn't draw completely from scratch. The hat. Someone else gave me some suggestions for better shading and shaping.
Okay.
So the hat technically isn't mine.
So you can show her to that when I make those arrangements. Arsenio, thank you. He says, I'm a huge fan of your debate. It was great work. Appreciate it. We've got a lot of support lately for the Great Debate community. Our numbers are just going through the roof. We'll be at 1,000 members soon. Our name recognition is going worldwide, and I mean literally worldwide. And so, you know, when I said from the beginning that I was going to build something with this, I wasn't kidding, and I'm doing everything I can to do that. It may get bigger, it may not, it may stay the same. I don't know at this point. It's all up in the air, but I'm going to continue to work to try to make it bigger. So if you want to help be a part of that, you want to be a manager of this channel, let me know. You can run your own Hangouts. If you want to run it to do a tutorial, like I've been doing the math ones or something, that's great. You just want to hold discussions like Thaddeus is doing. If I think you can moderate, I'll let it happen. Now, I am going to be really picky in my moderators. So if I turn you down, don't take it personally. It just means I haven't seen you ever moderate anything. But I am picky on my moderators. But I know Thaddeus does a great job. Richard does a great job. So
thanks.
And you know, I do have you know, my Patreon. I have the PayPal. Even at $1, $5 a month, it all adds up. So I'm grateful for anything people do donate my way. You know, I do spend a lot of time trying to get guests for us and to make these things happen. And I want people to be in the Great Debate community. Their names are going to be well known as well. Like, for example, I want people not. I mean, we already know Logic and those guys, right? But I want somebody to go, hey, you know that guy? You know that guy? You know, like Thaddeus from the Great Debate community.
Vivian
Jane.
You
know. Well, Chaz, you know, you used to be pretty popular. I don't know what the hell happened.
I think it was more my migrating nature.
No, well, say it isn't so. Yeah, Chaz is one of those people that just, yeah, you love him or hate him, I guess, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's one thing I've always sort of said is everybody loves me when I'm backing up their argument. And the second that I disagree with them, they then don't like it.
Oh yeah, I gotta get some Spanish. I gotta get some Spanish out to this community, this life. I forgot that.
I still have one of my favorite clips though is that time I went on Bible Thanking Wignut and I got Matt Slip to just basically say he knows because he knows.
Right.
Because God has told him a way that he can be served. But anyways, hey, Blackjack, you have a forum too. So you know, you said you were going to put a shout out to us one time. What happened on your? I don't want to go too much detail, but
no. I did. I mentioned you on the radio show. Yeah, I actually we were. I don't remember who we were. It was a smaller debate, and I got free reign. And they're like, yeah. So I went ahead and did it to your channel. But I didn't do it because this wasn't organized. But I'm going to do another one here in a couple of weeks when I record. Who do we got on? But yeah, no, you guys will get another shout out.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it.
No, I have done, and we actually had a caller call in and mention you by name because we had Kent Hovind.
Okay, what happened? No, tell me about. Okay, I ain't into this yet. Now I'm interested. First of all, by now I don't want to tell too much about you, but by now people do know that you have a program.
Yeah, I have a radio show. We do call-ins, and I had Kent on it. After,
can you tell them what the radio station or what it is on? You've said it before, but
yeah, it's Common Grounds on XM. It's like say it's a decent show. It's up and down. My contract's coming up for negotiation, so hopefully I'll still be on. Here next year.
Awesome.
But this
you got
was
a caller mention me by name.
Yeah, they actually. What happened was after the either one or two, the first King Crocodile Kent Hovind debate or the second one, and actually had someone mention the Great Bay and mentioned you as a moderator, and confronted Kent Hovind on his personal attacks on King Crocodile, and how does that make him how can he do that with his Christianity? I can't remember the exact way.
That's pretty cool. My name was mentioned on XM Radio. Awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned. It was mentioned, but it wasn't a big deal. And he kind of deflected it. He said, I treat him the way he treats me. And I kind of called him out. It's like, but he never made any. I actually called him out saying he never made any claims against you personally, such as, and I don't think you ever be on my thing is, such as your jail term, your divorce and things like that, which he could have brought up. So how can you equate that to equate him? So it wasn't even like it wasn't a huge thing, and I don't think he'll ever be back on my show because of me saying that. But
yeah, whatever.
I shouldn't.
Yeah, whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. On your it's that, but I will admit I kind of cross a certain level of professionalism, but I've kind of lost all respect for him.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you.
So,
I don't blame you. All right. So, that's cool. I appreciate it. And if you do put a shout out, when you do put a shout out, have them come in and say, hey, you know what, such and such sent me, or this, that way that you get advertising too. So, tell them, hey, that you where you came from. So anyways, by the way, Luna's in the live chat. Luna Saxton, everybody say hi to her. You guys don't know who she is.
Hello, Luna.
She's cute. She's like really cute.
Isn't a sextant, isn't that the old thing they used to use for navigating the globe?
That's a sextant.
That's a sextant, right?
Yeah. No, here's a saxton.
All right.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm ending it. I'm going to give the last word. You know what? We're not on my channel. You don't get the last word. Good night.